It's Sunday, the something of October. You've seen the title. I did a bad thing. I was in, and I'm feeling terrible today, by the way, so this is going to be a very free-flowing video, but I will have to edit out the times where I need to bring the tissue up to my face. Feeling dreadful, but in a fairly good mood because of what I have next to me right now. Yesterday we went to see Thor Ragnarok. I got to the city a little bit earlier. We also played pool, so I got into the city in the early afternoon, milled about a bit, and checked out the local music, movie, bookstore. Has a little bit of everything there. And they had a big Halloween sale, and I'm like, well, you know, the sales here are pretty terrible. When it comes to movies, there's never really good deals. I've seen a couple every now and again over the past 4 years, but nothing really notable. And it was 20% off everything, but, you know, a standard release could be 20, 30 quid. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there's nothing I really want. You know, I'd like to hear the Ridley Scott commentary for Alien Covenant, but I'll wait for that to go down in price in a couple of years, you know. They haven't got Baby Driver yet, so there's nothing I can really see myself buying today. Then I noticed there was a 70% off section. And I thought, this can't be right. They can't be this cheap. So I took 3 up to the counter. Woman rang them up, and I bought them. Walked out the shop and went, did I really just get those 3 Blu-rays for that price? Went back in, bought another 11 of them. And went back out again, went to play pool. Came back and bought even more. So here we have a humongous stack of 18 Blu-rays right here. All standard plain Jane Amaray cases, nothing special about them. And if you follow my channel with any kind of regularity, you'll know that I go for boutique stuff. I go for, you know, Masters of Cinema or, you know, Criterion, stuff that has nice slip covers, and you're kind of getting a little preview of some of the films I'll be talking about my Asian cinema season. Which is why I want to get this video done now, even though I'm feeling ill, because I just want to get all the videos I've got, you know, out before November. As soon as November 1st hits, I want it to be wall-to-wall Asian cinema season. All those videos I've got planned and ready and finished to show to you guys. Anyway, right, so what did I get? And how much did I pay for them? That's the real thing here. 18 Blu-rays. How much do you think that cost me? Now, any one of these titles, I would have been okay spending £5 on, which would go like up to, I mean, what? Let's do some maths here. 18 times 5 would be £90. I paid less than half of that. So I got 17 of these titles for under £3 each. And one of them I got for 70p, which I'll point out when I get to it. So I've ordered them. There's 2 Disney films, there's some classics, and there's some recent films, which again blew my mind that these recent films were so cheap. So let's just get into it, and I'll talk about them and whatnot. And let me see if I can find one that has a... No, I don't. Okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. So first of all, I got 2 Disney titles. First one was The Jungle Book. And I mean, you know, you're not going to find a Disney Blu-ray for £3 brand new anywhere, pretty much. And it's a pretty recent film as well. I love this film. I prefer it to the original, shockingly. You know, it's got an audio commentary with Jon Favreau. That interests me, but I mean, just seeing this film in proper high definition will no doubt be fantastic. And these are, of course, all Norwegian editions. I actually bought Silence, the recent Martin Scorsese film, and then I realized that it probably has Japanese in it and they don't have English subtitles on these Blu-rays, so I took it back and exchanged it for something else. And the other Disney title I got was Pete's Dragon, which I was a big fan of the original as a kid. I couldn't tell you hardly anything that happens in it now, and I should probably revisit that before I see this one. But what really drew me to this was the director, David Lowery. He made one of my favourite films of 2013, Ain't Them Body Saints, which starred Rooney Mara and Casey Affleck, and he recently came out with a Ghost Story this year, starring the same 2 leads, but I didn't like that one very much. But I was really intrigued when I heard he was taking on this Disney project, and I just didn't get around to seeing it, so I'm looking forward to watching this very much. I think we got Robert Redford in, so, and it looks like Bryce Dallas Howard, so, and there's some good special features and audio commentary, director's diary. Really looking forward to this one. Oh, here we go, right, so if you bought this on its own, on a regular day, it would be 99 krona, 99 crowns, whatever you want to call it. That's roughly £10, roughly. It could be a little more, could be a little less, it always changes and fluctuates. So £10 for this. And I got it for 29 krona. About £3, £3 or under. Like, it's unbelievable. And if you buy 3, you know, you get it for 200, about 20 quid. You can buy 5 for 300, 5 for 30, pretty much like the HMV deal. But I mean, you know, it's literally half the price of a 5 for 30 sale. It's unbelievable. Now I have some classics kind of working. Let's try and do this chronologically. This will be kind of interesting. Okay, so the first one is, and some of these are from the book, 1,001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, so I thought I'd pick them up because I hadn't seen them, some of them. Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta. Big fan of John Travolta. I've always liked him. Loved Grease as a kid, and some of the other films that he did around that period. It's just, you know, it's just John Travolta, you know. So I haven't seen this. I remember when I was in school, my favourite teacher, Mr. Howden, he was awesome. I actually got in touch with him a few years ago. Anyway, I'm not going to go off on too much of a tangent. Mr. Howden was like, someone asked him about what does a strut mean, and he's like, a strut. How do you? He said, if only I could show you the 15 rate or 18 rated video of Saturday Night Fever. He said the opening scene of Saturday Night Fever is the epitome of strutting. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that based on my old teacher's account of what a strut was supposed to look like 20 plus years ago. Has a commentary by the director and a couple of other special features, so that's kind of cool. And oh, this one does have English subtitles. I guess it depends on the studio, but for the most part they don't. And as always, leave your thoughts down below on any of these films if you've seen them. This one, oh man, I love this film, The Towering Inferno. Watched it a few years ago with my mum. I love disaster movies. Paul Newman and Steve McQueen in the same fucking film. Like, the two kings of cool. Although I'll always side with Paul Newman. And I wasn't a big Paul Newman fan when I first saw this. Now I'm a huge Paul Newman fan, so I can't wait to watch this again. And it is absolutely loaded to the gills with special features. There's loads there. And this is one of those. I mean, what studio is this? Warner Brothers. With Warner Brothers, it'll be the same disc, no doubt. And they've just slapped a different kind of you know, cover with the Scandinavian text and stuff. But 3 quid for this, absolute steal. Love the film. Can't wait to see it in high definition. And it's nice to have all those special features. And I really loved the film. It was just a great classic disaster movie before they turned into these big kind of CGI fests, which I still enjoy. Now we have Stephen King's It, the miniseries / movie thing with Tim Curry, which I'd never seen. We saw It in the cinema a couple of months ago, loved it, and instantly wanted to see this one. And I was going to get the Steelbook. It was like £7–8 on Amazon Italy, I think. And I just thought, do I need the Steelbook? Probably not. So, you know, £3 for it. I'm happy to pay that. It has an audio commentary with the director and a couple of the actors who are in the film. And this one, I guess, goes from the child versions of the characters and the adult versions. So you're getting the whole thing here, not the first part like we got with the recent film. So I'm really looking forward to checking this one out at some point. Would have been nice for the Halloween season, but the timing just isn't right now. I'm either watching stuff for Asian cinema season or Stranger Things, so it is what it is, but glad to own it. And that's the thing with a lot of these, I'm not going to get to them for ages probably. I would be willing to bet there's a few films in here I won't watch for years. And I've said before how I don't really buy new films. I don't buy, you know, unless it's like a special edition or an older film which I'm more interested in. I don't really buy Blu-rays. You know, these kinds of things I don't buy, especially as we get to the second half of this video, because there's a lot of titles I wouldn't even dream of paying full price for, even like £8, no chance, you know. Just because I'm not going to watch them anytime soon, but if given the opportunity to pay £3, then it's kind of a future-proofing thing where I would like to have that film in my collection. I don't want to pay that much for it, but 3 quid? I'll take it, you know. Over here, like a 1.5 litre bottle of pop is like 3 quid, you know. It's expensive over here. So, you know, that's just like, it's a no-brainer. Anyway, just trying to explain my rationale on this. This one I owned years ago, and I just sold it before I even got to it. LA Confidential. The cast is just fantastic. Russell Crowe, Kevin Spacey, Danny DeVito. What's her name? What's her name? Kim Basinger. There we go. I was just thinking of Batman. I was thinking of the character's name in Batman. This one has some good special features, it seems, on the back, which is always cool. But this just looks like an interesting kind of more modern film noir. So I think I'll like it quite a bit. Then we have, oh, this is like a huge film that I've never seen. Can you believe it? Saving Private Ryan. I had a few of those jokes when this came out in school. Oh, Saving Private Luke Ryan. Yeah. This is a 2-disc special edition. So again, I mean, this I think is going for like £5 probably on Amazon. But I'm just still blown away by the price of all these. Again, I paid like £42 for 18 Blu-ray. Okay. trying to convey that. It doesn't actually say what the special features are, but if there's a whole second... Oh, there we go. Introduction, looking into the past. I mean, if there's a second Blu-ray disc, there's got to be a shitload on there. And it's just one of those classic films I've never seen. And obviously I need to review it for the Epic Film Challenge. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below. And like classic Spielberg, like I need to see those films, and there's some of them I haven't. Hang on, we'll just take a quick sip of Pepsi. I'm actually feeling better as I do the video. I thought I'd be pausing a lot more to blow my nose and stuff. This is keeping me going. This one, I saw it when I was a teenager. I think I was more interested in any of the sex scenes that could potentially be in the film. Hey, I'm honest. Trainspotting. You know, I've seen most of it. I remember bits and pieces, but as an adult, I don't know. I don't really remember what I thought of it, really. And I think it'd be hard for... and I'm talking young teen, like 13, 14 maybe. This has loads of special features too. Audio commentary with Danny Boyle. I was going to say Danny McBoyle. Thinking of Danny McBride there. The screenwriter, Ewan McGregor. All sorts of other special features and so on. So this is one I think is in the book as well. And the sequel just came out, so I'd like to get to that at some point this year. And I'm going to need to properly watch the first one to do that. Right, now we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more recent films. Which again, I just wouldn't have bought any of these really. The first one was, I mean, anything that, oh, I just noticed, is that a, no, okay, it's a sticker. Every film in this update, except for this one, was originally priced 99 krona, 70% off, down to 30. Anything higher than 99 krona, it was 20% off. So they had a section of Blu-rays that were already 29 krona. 70% of that would put it to like 70 pence. And they were all shit, except for this one. The Guest. 70 pence, brand new for The Guest. I mean, the case is a bit tattered, you know, but it's The Guest. Really good film, really enjoyed this from 2014, Dan Stevens. It's, yeah, I just really enjoyed this one, and glad to own it for such a ridiculous... I mean, they're giving it away. They're bunging it out the door for... And there was only one copy of this as well. There was like 50 copies of like The Zoolander, so yeah, I'm not interested in that. So, The Guest, awesome. This one will probably draw the most ire out of people. I think people are going to... Most of the comments might be directed towards me even spending money on this, but we have Paper Towns. Starring, what's the guy's name? I don't know. Is it Nat Wolff? He was pretty terrible in Death Note, but I quite liked him in this, and Cara Delevingne, or however you pronounce her name, who I really like as an actress, and all these people are like, oh, yeah, she should stick to her day job, you know. There's such a stigma because she's a model. I really like her in pretty much everything I've seen. I thought she was pretty good in Suicide Squad, you know, the character was a bit wacky and whatever, but I thought she was pretty good. I thought she was great here. I love the idea of this film. It's about, you know, it's unrequited love, and also projection, and I just, yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much about this film, even though hardly anyone will be interested in it, but I loved how this film wrapped up. It was unconventional to me for the type of film that it's supposed to be, and was so fitting, and I loved that twist, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good teen movie, you know, it wasn't terrible. There's a couple of special features on there, but I definitely would watch this again. I'm happy to own it, especially for that price. This one was just, I mean, I like the directors. I was not really too interested in this, but knowing that it's about filmmaking kind of piques my interest a little bit. Hail Caesar by the Coen brothers. Pretty good cast, you know, Josh Brolin, George Clooney, Ralph Fiennes, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Frances McDormand, obviously being the Coen brothers. A couple of special features on there, but, you know, it's worth a pop for £3. I thought I'd check it out. Now we have two superhero films. I was going to get Batman v Superman, because again, they had that in the 70% off, but it was the normal edition without the ultimate cut. It had like another disc with 2 hours of special features, but I don't know if that's already included on the ultimate cut. I haven't seen Batman vs Superman since it came out in the cinema. I want to get the ultimate cut and see how different it is, because people keep telling me it's a better film, but you know, I figured there's no point buying it twice, even if it is £3, so I stayed away from that one. This one, Deadpool. Yeah, I was quite happy to pay £3 for this. This wasn't one I was going to, you know, spend a lot of money on. The Steelbook looked very cool. I would have liked it to go along with my Marvel Cinematic Universe Steelbook collection, but I wasn't too crazy about this film. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to revisiting it and seeing if it changes, because I just, a lot of the humor didn't click with me, but I really was entertained by it quite a bit. It's just one of those things where I didn't love it, and everyone seems to love it a lot, so it's like, oh, you didn't love Deadpool? What's wrong with you? Don't you have a sense of humor? Yeah, I do. It's a bit too over the top. And this one's loaded with special features, which is kind of cool. Loads of commentaries and Deadpool lying seductively on the back cover. But yeah, I was never going to pay full price for this and jump out to get it, so again, £3, definitely. Same with the next one, another DC film, Suicide Squad, the extended cut. Wasn't going to pay 20 quid for a steelbook or anything like that, even though I have quite an extensive Batman steelbook collection, which I'm probably going to downsize now that I go back to the UK, because I'm not using them. You know, I have like multiple steelbooks of like the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. Do I really need all those editions? Probably not. You know, I come to that realization now that perhaps that Batman collection isn't quite as cool as I felt it was 5 years ago. It was 5 years ago when I was so into Batman, but yeah, I don't know. The recent iteration hasn't been that exciting to me. I really do like Ben Affleck as Batman, and given that he's in this film 5 years ago, I would have wanted the steelbook to go with the Batman steelbook collection. But you know, this was good. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. Just a lot of, you know, fun action. Fun characters. It doesn't really make a lot of sense by the end when they're a family and stuff. You know, there's a lot of flaws to it, but people ragged on this far too. Oh, the editing. Oh, it's so messy. You can't tell anything that's going on. Bullshit. You can tell what's going on. It's just, it's not fantastic. That's all. You know, Jared Leto's Joker, don't care for it very much. It works if it's a gangster who has a Joker fetish, but it's supposed to be the Joker, and I just feel like I'm watching someone acting like the Joker as opposed to a character. But they're big shoes to fill, and again, with Jared Leto, some of those stories you hear, they just, yeah, not a big fan. Special features, I think this has 2 discs, yes, so it has the theatrical and the extended. I've heard this is nowhere near the kind of improvement that the Ultimate Cut Batman v Superman is, so I'm not holding out any hope, but yeah, I still liked it, you know, it was a fun film. This, however, this was an incredibly fun film, and I think everything we have here now are all films that I've seen. Yeah, and they're all great films from the past year or so. First one is The Nice Guys. Absolutely love this. It looks like there's no special features on the back, but it might be a case if they just haven't listed them. I'm assuming a lot of these discs are just the same in Europe and stuff, but I hope there's special features on this one, because I loved this film. Ryan Gosling, one of my favourite actors, Russell Crowe's great, and they're so funny together in this. If you haven't seen this, it's so much fun. Set in the 70s, I think, in Los Angeles, just so endlessly entertaining, a lot of fun. Highly recommend that one. And actually, let's just skip ahead to another Los Angeles set film that also stars Ryan Gosling, La La Land. Fucking £3 for La La Land. It's barely been out for like 6 to 9 months. I mean, just great price. I would have liked a nice edition with this, a slipcover maybe. I thought this was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It was a love letter to musical cinema. Didn't love every second of it. You know, there's some things I didn't like, but overall I thought that it was kind of worth the hype, actually. And I thought Emma Stone was wonderful. Ryan Gosling was really good. No special features listed on the back, which is unfortunate because I think there's some good ones. Although it does say that the supplementary materials are copyright 2016, so hopefully I think there's a commentary there from Damien Chazelle. What a director. Like, those 2 first films out of the gate, Whiplash and La La Land, holy shit, like, where's he going to go next? He's either going to tank or he's going to just keep going and going, because that guy has got an incredible talent for telling stories. Though apparently this, well, not apparently, this was a film in the works for a very long time, long before he became a successful director with Whiplash. I listened to a very lengthy interview with him after I saw the film. It was really interesting to me. So yeah, anyway, La La Land, happy to own it, especially for that price, as I can say for the rest of them. Now, it's just some of the best films that have come out of the past year, really. Where do I even start? Which one do I go with first? Alright, this one, Captain Fantastic. Again, you're just giving it away with a film this great, that cheap. This has a featurette, which I'm sure is probably bare bones, but I had to own this film. I've seen it twice already. One of my favourite films of 2016, and this is where I'm kind of repeating myself from the recent list video I did of my favourite films of 2016, but fuck it. Viggo Mortensen is incredible in this film, about this father who has all these kids, and his wife has passed away, and they're basically on a road trip to save her funeral, because they live out in the wilderness. They have their own community that they formed, and their own family outside of the world, off the grid, and their mother, you know, his wife, was very much a part of that and wanted a non-traditional funeral, and her parents don't want that. They want traditional Christian, and so Viggo Mortensen has to fight to have his wife kind of honoured in her death the way that she wanted, and to kind of go against the system that is so ingrained in everyone else. And I absolutely love this film. Just an absolute instant classic. I thought it was fantastic, great drama, really funny. All the kid actors are great in so many different ways. Just highly recommended. Last two. This one I'm looking forward to watching just because we watched the film from the same director last night with Thor Ragnarok. Hunt for the Wilder People. And I really hope this one has special features because, I mean, I would love to kind of see some behind the scenes stuff or commentary if Taika Waititi did one. I'm not sure if he did. What We Do in the Shadows is kind of acclaimed by a lot of people. I didn't love it. I thought it was good. Enjoyed it. It was funny, but it didn't blow me away like everyone else. But this film, whew, fantastic. Sam Neill plays grumpy old Uncle Hick. And we got this young boy, Ricky Baker. See, some films you forget the characters' names. Ricky Baker. You know, I think that's the name anyway. Yeah, but I mean, just it's so memorable. This kid, Julian Dennison. He's going to be in Deadpool 2, I think, which is great casting. Just this kid and this old Uncle Heck who's adopted him, but it's more his wife's doing really, and they both end up in the wilderness together, and this hunt for them begins, and it's so funny. It's like absolutely tore me up with laughter, but it has a real heart to it too. I just love the style of humour, that Kiwi sense of humour that comes through from these films from New Zealand. So and that really did show in Thor last night too. But this is like a full bore one, you know, proper. Filmed in New Zealand. It's a New Zealand film through and through, and fantastic. And Sam Neill's great in the film. And finally, this is still, I think, in my top 5 of 2017. Moonlight. You know, there are people who think this is, you know, boring or just, you know, just typical. There are people who think that it's amazing. I loved it. It moved me. This is like. To people who didn't like Boyhood, right? Okay, CP, I'm looking at you. Peter, I'm looking at you too. People who didn't like Boyhood, this is your film. You know, this tells the story of a guy coming of age through 3 very distinct portions of his life, played wonderfully by 3 different actors. And it's done in a way that feels natural. It doesn't feel like, oh, that's a different actor. You know, the age gap is done to the point where it feels like that could potentially be the same guy. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, the oldest version of the main character in this film, who is this, you know, you look at him, he's this big muscled up, you know, guy and stuff, and he just has a very masculine, manly appearance to him, and he gives this really sensitive, emotional performance, and I just thought there was something so fun about that. Not fun as far as the character, but just like, it's unique. It gave it a twist. It subverted what you expected that character to be like when you flash forward to him as an adult and you think, okay, he's become one of those guys. You know, just obsessed with image, obsessed with themselves and their look and how manly they appear. But then you see that no, this is still very much someone who is connected to their feelings in a big way and is an emotional person. And I found that to be very touching. I don't know why I said fun, because it's definitely not a fun film. But loved this. I hope there's some special features on this one. I really do. And it rightfully won Best Picture. You know, people are like, I shouldn't have won. Yeah. I had no qualms at all about this winning Best Picture. I just, the cinematography, performances, what's her name? Naomi Watts. Not Naomi Watts. What am I talking about? Naomi Harris. She should have won the Oscar. She was fucking incredible as his mother. Like, talk about looking into the eyes of addiction, you know, just, yeah, she was amazing in the film. So, overall, as far as the drama goes, this is one of the best in years, in my opinion. And there we go. Those are the 18 films I picked up. There's a lot I've seen that I love, and so I was very happy to get for £3 each. There's a couple that I enjoyed and would like to own and see the special features of, and was very glad to pay a very low price for them. And then there's some classics as well. So leave your thoughts down below on any of the films I talked about, what you think, if you think it's a good steal, a good deal, and I guess I didn't really have to wipe my nose, so I can just upload this unedited. There was no real flubs or anything, so except for me saying that Moonlight was fun, which I'll leave that one in for free. So there you go. Like I said, it was like a moth to a flame, like a dentist to a steelbook. Had to get them, couldn't help myself, and yeah, I'm glad that it's a weekend-only deal, because I'd be tempted to go back and grab a few more. But as I said, you know, I'm a collector. I love to collect films and have them in my collection, so that when the day comes I want to watch that film, I've got it in high definition to check out and add it to my library of great films that I enjoy a lot and will hopefully enjoy in the case of the films I haven't seen. But, you know, again, Not a lot of these I'll get to very soon, but it's a future-proofing thing. You know, when you see something that cheap, you gotta jump on it, I think. So there we go. And I got a lot of digital codes to sell actually on eBay, so I'll probably cover most of this anyway. So pretty cool. And that's about it. So thank you for watching. There's quite a few more videos coming over the next couple of days, but until we get to November on Wednesday, it's all go here right now. Even though I'm sick, I'm still working hard on getting the last few videos done that I need to get done, get them uploaded, and then we can sit back and do the Asian cinema season thing, which I'm really excited about, and have, I think, almost 20 videos ready for now and finished in the can, which is kind of exciting too. So yeah, it's like my energy was really helped by making this video, and now it's just all sapping out again now that I know I'm about to turn the camera off, you know. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed in some way, shape or form. I don't do Blu-ray updates that much, but I do the mail days. It's kind of the same thing. That's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a good weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.